on your side. You're watching WRBL News 3 this morning.
Well, unprecedented times call for unprecedented measures like turning the Columbus Ice Rink into a court for juror selection. However, almost a year later, some of the public is still asking for the ice rink to be opened back up to full operation. Our News 3's Carissa D'Agostino joins us now. She's been following this story. And Carissa, I mean, the question is, where do we go from here?
Exactly, Blake. Last year, the Columbus Ice Rink was turned into a courtroom due to COVID-19 protocols. And about 2 weeks ago, Columbus hockey coach Jack Rosenhammer started a petition to reopen it back up to the public. This week, he went in front of City Council to express his concerns.
The COVID-19 pandemic changed the way the Columbus community operated in many different ways. Nearly a year ago, the pandemic forced the courts to find a larger space for court proceedings in order to social distance and follow COVID-19 safety protocols. That space was the Columbus Ice Rink.
So we owe them, since we have mandated that they show, we owe them the safest environment possible. And the skating rink was the only facility we had that would afford them the opportunity to stay socially distanced and remain safe.
The new protocols meant sacrifices for local hockey players, figure skaters, coaches, and even those in the public who used the facility for recreational purposes. Nearly a year later, one frustrated Columbus hockey coach is taking matters into his own hands.
The petition really came from, I guess, a lack of communication. That's how I perceived it. And I didn't do this on behalf of the CHA or behalf of the Figure Skating Academy. I did it as, as a citizen, frustrated with the lack of communication.
Rosenhammer says the lack of ice is forcing local skaters to drive up to 2.5 hours away, as the closest rink available is 149 miles away in Birmingham.
So we have a lot of our players that weren't getting quality ice time, and it was difficult to field competitive teams. So a lot of our players, went up to Atlanta, some play in Birmingham.
However, director of the Columbus Civic Center, Rob Landers, released a statement to WRBL News 3 that reads, quote, "The Columbus Civic Center staff and leadership from Columbus Hockey Association and Columbus Figure Skating Academy have been in constant dialogue throughout the entire displacement. Scheduling of ice time is based upon the schedules the organizations provided, and we have worked diligently to accommodate the request based on availability of the building." Regardless, Rosenhammer took his petition, which has garnered over 1,800 signatures, in front of the City Council this past Tuesday. The mayor and council members addressed Rosenhammer's concerns, saying there is a plan to move court from the ice rink and bring back full use of the facility in the near future.
Fortunately, the judges have applied for a grant that has come through, and they have identified another location. So we anticipate just within, hopefully, the next 60 days, that they'll relocate to that and get people back on the ice.
While Rosenhammer is happy to hear there is a plan in place, he is hoping for one thing as the process to move out continues.
The one thing I would ask, and a lot of us who use the rink would ask, is just to feel like, what is the plan? And we understand, you can't put a date. You can't say March 1st we're out. Got that. I'm a realist. From what I understand, what I was told last night, the court system, they've signed a lease on a new facility and they've already begun renovations. All fine and dandy. We're just asking for what's the plan.
Both Rosenhammer and Landers' presentations to City Council and the Council's response can be found on the Columbus Consolidated Government's YouTube channel. The link is available on WRBL.com. Back to you, Blake.
All righty, thank you so much, Carissa, for that detailed report.